all of his life, he was chase the line, he always put his heart out there. And he achieved everything that he set his mind to.
He's just a ridiculously talented athlete, and it's the work ethic more than anything.
On the way to school, I actually thought to myself, like halfway through the car ride, what if something happens to him today? What if I didn't tell him I loved him? What if he gets in an accident?
Well, Chase was T-boned on the Scioto Blacktop.
It was like a small SUV going, they think, like close to 80 miles an hour.
And went 287 feet into the cornfield.
So this is the Volkswagen Beetle that he was driving that day. This picture is just very difficult for me to look at.
And that local team radioed in, hey, we've got something bad. And they dispatched kind of everybody. Our understanding is he's going to bleed out before he gets to Peoria.
So they're like, he has to come to Quincy or he's not going to make it.
They said to go to Blessing Hospital as fast as you can. And I remember thinking, Blessing.
Well, why would he go to Quincy? You know, that's a small town, small hospital.
The name Blessing, it soothed me, and I just began to pray.
I have 5 very close friends. One of those is my brother, and then 4 other gentlemen that I'm very close with. And I called each of them, told them real briefly, this is what's going on, I need you to pray. And then I remember walking right through that hallway there and kind of collapsing and crying a little bit. And I remember being thankful that that morning Chase had left, and because I was home with Knox being sick, I was able to give him a big hug right there in the kitchen, and he was able to say, I love you, Dad, you know, and I was able to say I love him because, you know, at that moment it sounded like that was going to be my last experience with Chase.
I can't really count for what they did in the air, but they were able to stabilize me and get me to stop bleeding out on the life flight on my way to Quincy.
We had bad cell reception all the way to Quincy, and just very spotty. And I remember getting a call from the ER doctor, and he talked about just Chase's accident and talked about the doctors that were on staff at that time. So at that moment, when we lost connection with them, I started to research online just who are these people, and I had written down the names. And so from the moment that I received the call, I just felt that he was in good hands.
He had about 20 to 30 minutes of getting closer to Quincy, finally picked up the signal, and they were able to get a hold of Meg.
They took the time to call me, they put the phone up to his ear. I would not have expected that anywhere. And from that moment, even in the car ride going towards Blessing, I started to feel a peace beyond my understanding.
But initially, when we were coming in, it was he's got to get rushed into all these surgeries to literally save his life.
Then once I was at Quincy, I had one surgery to get my compound fracture back into the skin, and then another surgery after that to set the bone and kind of get it grounded to where they could then go in for the next surgery and put a metal rod all the way through my leg.
When we walked into the intensive care unit, the receptionist, the passing nurses, they would stop and they would say hello, they would make eye contact with me.
There was a person actually at the desk that got us set up and kind of got us checked in.
All of these little pieces from that moment, I thought, we are here for a reason.
I want to say it was getting close to 9 o'clock Friday night. Dr. Rena Stewart came in to really sit down with us and update us on everything that was going on.
She talked about how, you know, he is going to live and that leg is going to be able to be saved. And, you know, we're going to work on the rest with his lifestyle as we move through the surgeries.
It was not only to save Chase's life, but to save his lifestyle. And I think that has been one of the key pieces for Blessing Hospital and the people there.
I just thank you for these people because they made that effort to connect with me. And from the intensive care, the CNAs, the nurses, even those that came in to clean the rooms while we were there, I wrote down all of their names, and there was something special that they each did. There's Rita, Dr. Harmon, Dr. de Guzman, Amber was a case manager, Dr. Wilkins.
I knew everybody on every shift really well. I didn't have a great sleep pattern, so I was up, you know, all the time or never. So I was able to meet everybody and talk to them some.
It was great as, you know, you sit in there and Chase is sleeping and trying to recover or unconscious, and so we were having these conversations and folks would talk to us about the hospital and the hospital's mission and these different things, and so we realized, look, this is incredible.
That's when it became evident that we were in a place that was very special, that was unlike any other place. It was those little things throughout our entire stay that I knew we were in the right spot.
There was an authenticity with the entire team.
When he was stabilized, the doctor said that if we wanted to transfer him, we would be able to do that.
We're like, there's no question, he's staying here.
It was not about convenience, it was about the care and where he was going to get the best care, and that was at Blessing, and there was no doubt that it was at Blessing.
These are things that don't happen everywhere, and it was just amazing, and that's the spiritual part. Even though it may not be overt, that's the spiritual part of your mission that I think was just the difference maker in this situation.
The human component to Blessing Hospital is what makes Blessing different than other hospitals.